You guys, today's video is going to be a part 2 of a video where I spoke about my journey so far as an international student in Romania. So in the part 1 of this video, I spoke about my journey, my struggles, and the opportunities that I've got to experience so far living in Romania. So as a result of that video, I've decided to make a part 2 because one of my subscriber asked some relevant questions that made me to understand that there are some certain points that I didn't get to touch on the first part of that video. So the first question that this guy get to ask is um what was the first job you did as a student, and how difficult was it to actually find working opportunities as foreign student, which can help us pay our fee or keep up. The second question is, was it your initial intention to stay in Romania and build a life for yourself there after your studies? Then the third question, which goes, how difficult is it to get working opportunities there or in other countries after your qualification? So these are the three questions that he asked me that I felt like maybe I did not like go into depth in the first part of the video. So I'm going to be answering this question in the second part of this video and giving depth into everything that I'm going to talk about. So guys, if you're interested in topics like this, let's dive in. Hi guys, hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Cindy's Reality. If you're new on the channel, you're welcome. If you're all on the channel, thanks for coming by to watch another video. On this channel, I talk about my life in Romania. I talk about affordable Romanian universities available for international students. I used to talk about jobs available for those that would like to come and work in Romania. If you find interesting content like this, please do well to subscribe. Click on that notification button so each time I post a video, you get notified. So guys, let me start by answering the first question, which goes, what was the first job you did as a student, and how difficult it is to actually find working opportunities as foreign student, which can help us with our fields and keep up with life expenses and so on and so forth. So I actually wrote down some few points so I get to touch every part of the question that he answered. So he asked me what was the first job that I did as a student. So the first job that I did as a student here in Romania was working in a beauty salon. So when I first came to Romania, it was the COVID period, the peak of COVID period. So it was very the COVID was very serious to an extent where classes had to stop and we had to like push everything online. So every professor, every teacher, everything was done online, including exams. So when I first got there in Romania, I thought I stayed for about 6 to 8 months, if I'm not mistaken, before I got the first job, which is working in a beauty salon. So that job, it was just a minimal job where I'll go, I'll do cleaning, I'll welcome clients inside. So I couldn't do it professionally because of the language. So I was working 8 hours in that beauty salon and the salary was very, very low. The reason why I was working 8 hours that time was because classes were online, and of course it's not how will I say, it's not okay for a student to work 8 hours. As a student, you're supposed to work 4 hours a day. So I think that lady, even though she was so kind and good to me because she had to help me with a lot of things, I was working 8 hours and she paid me 1,000 lei a month, which is close to 200 euros. And I was working full time. So she couldn't pay me full time then because I was a student and I wasn't allowed to work full time. So this is my advice on this particular topic. As a student, don't go in for 8 hours, because the employer is going to cheat you. They're not going to pay your full salary, because you cannot even report anywhere that you're working 8 hours and they are not paying you, because as a student we are only allowed to work 4 hours a day. Yeah, so my first job was working at the beauty salon as a receptionist. My second job, I did cleaning. So this cleaning was part time. So I can remember working at that beauty salon. Maybe I was working from 10. So I would go do a cleaning job, maybe for 1 hour, clean in the mall or anywhere. So I was also doing cleaning. And the third job that I got before I graduated from school was in the kindergarten where I was working. So in that kindergarten, I also got a job. My contract in the kindergarten then, when I was a student, it was a part-time contract that I signed, but I was actually working full-time because I had a lot of bills to pay. I had to save up for my tuition fee. I had to save up for my um month expenses. So I left the beauty salon first for the restaurant. Sorry, I skipped one point. So I worked in a beauty salon, I worked in a restaurant, I work as a cleaner, and I also worked as a kindergarten teacher while I was at school. So I left the salon for a restaurant, because I realized that the salary that I'm getting at the salon could not do anything for me. I couldn't save up to meet up with my monthly expenses, and also save up for my tuition fee. So I had to find another job, which is working in a restaurant. So I started working in a rest. I left my salon job. I started working at the restaurant. So working at the restaurant as well, I was working 12 hours, still as a student, which is not allowed. So I was working from 10 in the morning to 10 in the evening. I don't know how much was the salary in that restaurant. I don't know if it was 2,000, 2,500. I don't know how much that is in euros, but I'm going to put it down there so you can see. So working in that restaurant was also very difficult for me, because I had to mix up some of my classes. For the ones that I felt like it was very important, I had to work with my headphones, which was not really so good because I couldn't listen because of the noise, and I'm also very busy. So working at that restaurant was very, very tedious for me, because I was working 8 hours. So at some point I worked in that restaurant for a week, and I had to quit because it was really, really difficult. So when I quit at that restaurant, I started applying again. That was when I got this job at the kindergarten. So working at the kindergarten, I had started up as caregiver as of then when I started at the kindergarten. So I remember vividly my contract then was 4 hours. I was working 4 hours, but I was working 8 hours. So my contract assigned that is 4 hours that I'm working, but in reality I was working 8 hours, because as a student you cannot work full time. You cannot work 8 hours. As students we are only allowed to work part time. So a company cannot give you a full time contract. And one thing that I will advise us here is that when you travel abroad and you decide to work full time while you're a student, some companies usually deceive us and pay us a very low salary. This was the case of me when I was working at the beauty salon. I was working full time, but my employer was paying me really, really low, because I had no backing. I'm supposed to work part-time. Why am I working full-time? And you cannot report that anywhere. You can't go anywhere with that. You just need to receive whatsoever thing that he or she is giving you. So yeah, for that it was very, very difficult. So that was a job that I got in those period of time. So answering that first question, this is my advice that I'm going to give for anyone that wants to travel to Romania. So if you want to come here if you have plans of coming to Romania, or you're already coming to Romania, because I have some candidates that have already applied for them to come and study in Romania, and I've advised them for them to start learning the language. You have to learn the language. It's one of the difficulties that hinder us international students of getting a very really qualified job or getting a corporate job, because companies here in Romania or Romania in general have their language, which is a Romanian language, and it's very difficult for them to employ someone that does not speak Romania, because all of your contracts is supposed to be in Romania, all of the company's document is in Romania. So if you know, coming as a student, if you know the basic of the language, or when you actually get here, there are a lot of there are a lot of um organizations that offer free Romanian classes that you can join. You have IOM, which is an organization that help not just students, foreigners here in Romania. So you can go to organization like that and register yourself, and one of the opportunities is for you to get like a course in Romanian language, because when you know the basic of Romanian language, your life become more easier. You can get a better job with a better pay. Also, another advice that I can give for someone that is coming to Romania, that is not going to hinder their lifestyle, or is not going to hinder them for getting a job, is know the city that you're coming to. There are a lot of cities here in Romania. You have Cluj, you have Bucharest, you have Timișoara, you have Constanta. So these particular cities have a certain job that they are known for. For example, the cities that I live in is Cluj-Napoca, and they are known for IT jobs. So coming here as a student, maybe you apply for a certain course, but you can also come here, maybe get a course online that you can learn, and also learn the language. So when you learn the language and then you get an online course, that can permit you to get a good job that is also going to give you like a good pay, that can help you pay your tuition fee and also your keep up, because IT is a very good job that it's a very good job that the salary is really really high. Even if you get like a part-time job in a field of IT and then you know the language, trust me, you are very very fine. I myself, when I got here in Romania, I neglected the language a lot. Had it been I put interest or put in effort in learning the language, maybe I could be somewhere really really better, or maybe I could get a better job, or um I don't know, I could get more opportunities. I only started learning the language after I graduated from school, and I started working in the kindergarten full time. That's when I started learning the language, and right now I'm still learning. I'm attending a course where they teach the language every Monday. I'm also learning on Duolingo every morning, so I can be fluent in the language, because when you know the language, your life becomes so much easier. Also, another advice that I will give for someone that wants to come here as a student, that can enable them get a job in a field where they study in Romania. This guy also asked me a question like, why did I study business management, but then I do not have a job in a field that I study in? I'm going to answer that question further in this video, but I just want to touch up a little bit on that question, but I'll need to answer that question detailedly. So coming as a student, you need to look at jobs opportunities that are available in a city where you're coming to. So I wrote down a point which says you need to look at job opportunities in the city where you're going to, and look for field or studies that rhyme with that course, that will give you a job in that course that you're doing. So for example, while I was going through the courses that are available for international students in Romania, that I already made a video on. I'm going to link that video down in the description. I noticed that there are courses like psychology. So when you go for a course like psychology, there are jobs related to that course, like being a kindergarten teacher, being a teacher assistant, being like work in an educational field. So when you go for a psychology course, after you graduate from school, you can easily find a job to become a kindergarten teacher, to become a helper, or to become a caregiver, or even in social fields, or even in like in a hospital where you help. That's like social work, like where you help people, you need to help to take care of old people. So in a field like that, you can easily get a job. And one thing that will help you to easily get a job is also to know the language, which I'm going to be singing on this channel all over. Knowing the language is also going to help you get a job. So I also have this friend of mine that I made a video with. His name is Etienne, where we spoke about becoming an entrepreneur in Romania. I'm also going to link that video down in the description. So he came here as a student, and he came here to study accounting. So he did accounting at the bachelor's level. He also did accounting at the master's level, and now he's doing like chartered accountant. So in that video he explained his experience, so you can watch that video to better understand. So he graduated from the university with the accounting course, and now he's currently working in the job that he did study in school. And he also knows the language really really well, and that's what have helped him to get the job that he has gotten so far, and the job that he's working in, and also furthering his education, because he's learning chartered accountant now, but that's in Romanian language. So that is going to help him a lot. And he told me that by the time he's done with that course, he told me the salary that he's going to be earning, and was like, wow. So choose a course that you know that you're going to find a job in. It's very very easy to do so. So another difficulty, even when it comes to like getting a job in Romania, is just the timing. So maybe you apply at the company and they want to recruit you, but then your time of studies is clashing with the time that you have to work, and now you'll be like, what should I do? And of course you must study, because that's what you came here to do. You cannot choose your job over your studies, even though you also need that job to live, because it's from there that you're going to be it's from there that you get money for your upkeep, and also like paying your tuition fee. So most of the time, getting like a job and the working time of that job, maybe you have classes from 8 a.m. right up to 5 p.m. You apply for a job, and they start to work also from that time, from 8 maybe to 11, because students are only allowed to work part-time. Now to balance all of that is also a little bit difficult. Maybe you might let that job go. And also getting a job at night, maybe after your studies, is also very difficult, because most company operate during the day, they don't operate during the night. I think the only jobs that operate during the night is fast food. Yeah, fast food company operate during the night. Restaurants have a certain time that they work at, they also close at a certain point. So that is also difficult. That's also one of the barriers that makes it difficult for us international students to get a job. Now let's answer the second question. So this guy asked the second question, which goes, was it your initial intention to stay in Romania and build a life for yourself there after your studies? That's a very good question that I've not spoken on this channel about. So during the period when I graduated from school, 2022, and I was already working in this kindergarten. So um at the end of the third semester, like towards my graduation, I had to go meet my boss to let her know that I'm graduating from school, and now my student contract will expire. Now I will need to get a full-time job that will give me a working contract, a working permit, in order for me to stay in Romania, or in order for me to continue living in Romania. So my company accepted that, yeah, they are going to give me a full-time contract, and they're also going to process my papers at the immigration. So they did that, and I've been working for this company for 3 to 4 years now as a kindergarten teacher. So was it my initial plan to stay in Romania? No, it wasn't my initial plan to stay in Romania. So at the time when I came to Romania, I only came so I can pass and go to meet my aunt in Germany. But as time went on, I actually graduated from school and I got a full-time contract which permits me to stay here. And I was like, going to Germany, um how can I get a company, or how can I get um a job to go there? There are possibilities to do so, but um it was very difficult to do so. And one thing that I don't really want to face in this life is to live in a country illegally. So now, me getting a company here in Romania that is ready to recruit me and give me papers, which they already did, and then going to Germany, which was the initial plan of me coming here, staying illegal because I don't have papers, that could hinder me in a lot of ways. So I decided to stay back. And now, staying back, Romania for once is a country that is actually developing. So I started seeing opportunities. I'm not saying that I'm perfectly okay here yet, but there are some opportunities that I want to explore, that I'm also going to talk about it in this on this channel later on, once I've achieved those things that I've planned now to achieve. And this is also a good question because a lot of people look at Romania as a passing stone, like they want to get a visa to come here and then go to another country. If that's a plan that you have, good for you, that's a plan for yourself. But trust me, when you come to a country that you have your documents in, and then you leave and go to another country where you don't have documents and you need to like hide in order to do a lot of things, it hinders your growth, it hinders the opportunities that you need to like have, it hinders your life gets to be at a stagnant point for a long period of time. So um it's not really advisable that you come to a country and just live. Okay, maybe when you come to a country and then you have a bigger opportunity in another country, of course, by all means, you can move. But if you don't have everything planned out, if you don't have everything written down and everything that you know that is going to work for you 100% before leaving, no, that is not a good point. So people have seen Romania as a passing stone to go to another country. So most of the time in the past years and even now, people come to Romania and then they leave and go to another country. They leave and go to another country without um doing what they came here to do. People will come for school, but they'll leave their study halfway and go to another country. So this is one of the reasons why it's very, very difficult to get a Romanian visa now, even as a student. The embassy now looks at anyone that wants to come to Romania, even those that are genuine and those that are not genuine, and just refuse them visa. They just say illegal immigration. I think I'm going to make a video on this where I'm going to talk about reasons for visa denial and how you can present yourself at the embassy in order for you to get a visa. So this is one of the reasons why Romania has become very, very difficult in order to give visa to those that are interested to come to Romania. So let's dive in part 3 of the question, where the guy asks how difficult it is to get working opportunities there or in other countries after your qualification. Understanding that, as you rightly said, you are still in a growing process and not yet there, which is normal. But I ask these questions I ask this question because we must realize there's a disparity between your current job and the job related to your qualification. Is there something that you're not telling us? So simply, this guy is asking that, why did I study business administration which is a management related field, and I'm working in a kindergarten, which is a way further from what I studied in school. So before I graduated from school, I was already working with this company part time. And even during my last year of graduating from school, I started sending out my CVs to companies that are related to my skill or to my qualification. Unfortunately, these companies couldn't give me the job. They were ready to give me the job, but they were not ready to do the paperwork in order for them to keep me working in their company, because after you graduate from school, you have to get a job, and that job has to provide you with paper, that job has to give you a working permit, that job has to give you a full-time job in order for you to stay in Romania. So a lot of companies then were reluctant to go through that work, were reluctant to go through that process of getting me a working permit. They were reluctant to pay taxes that is going to enable me to work for them. And most of the company, maybe they are not registered, maybe their paperwork is not up to date, maybe they have something that they don't want to declare to the immigration or to the government, so that will hinder them from giving you a working permit. But then I spoke to my company, and they were willing to give me a job. They were willing to give me a full-time contract. They were willing to employ me. They were willing to work out my documents at the immigration. Hence, I decided to stay in that field. Also, I could decide to still change again in the future, maybe go to where I qualify. But working in this particular kindergarten, I've gotten a lot of experience, and I'm getting increase in my salary every year, and comparing the salary that I get here with a salary that I'm going to get with the qualification um of my certificate, there is a difference. So I'm not saying that it's too low, but the salary that I'm getting now is a little bit better. Or maybe um is a company that I apply, or just checking online. But I've just decided to stay in this job because, one, I have a lot of time for myself. Two, I've mastered this job very well. Secondly, the salary is also okay, even though it's not the best, but yeah, with time I'm going to get there. The salary is also okay. And yeah, it also permits me to learn the language, which is something that I'm doing now. Working with the kids enable me to learn the language. I also have relationship with the kids parents, and maybe if I fall out someday, I can reach out to any of them to help me. So looking at all of these advantages that I have in this job, I've just decided to stay for the job. However, it's very, very possible for you to get a job in a qualification that you did in school. This guy that I bought on the channel, it's, and I already mentioned this at some point in this video. He came here to study accounting. He graduated, he did the bachelor's program, the master's program, and now he's doing chartered accounting, and he is currently working in a field that he studied in. So it's possible to graduate from school and get a job in the qualification that you got from school. That is very, very possible. But you can also search from other jobs, maybe the salary is better and any other thing, and get and do with the job. Last point that I really want to talk of, that I've just remembered, is that there are a lot of student jobs. There are a lot of student jobs. So for student jobs, you have jobs in you have cleaning job, you have call centers, you have restaurants, you have caregiving, you have fast food, you also have some few corporate jobs, but that one you have to know the language. So there are also jobs that students can get, but then you only have to work part-time. This is just an additional thing that I wanted to add in this video, and maybe I've not touched everything that I needed to touch on this on this particular topic. I cannot remember every little thing, but if you have a question or a worry that you want to know, please leave a comment in the comments below as this particular guy did, and I'll create a video and I'll make a video to that, answering that particular question or answering the questions. Leave a comment down below. And if you're also here in Romania and you're watching this video and there's something that you also want to tell newcomers or people that want to know, you can also leave a comment. If you're in another country and you're a student or life in general, and you have something that you want to advise based on this topic that I've just spoken about, you can also leave a comment down below. Yeah, so we can all learn. Leave your comments for something that you also want me to talk about, that you need to know about Romania or about studying in Romania. So guys, that being said, I've managed to come to the end of this video. I hope that you found this video useful. If you haven't subscribed on the channel yet, please do so. Share the content with anyone that you feel like will find interest in content like this. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in another one. Bye.